Good day. Welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm Dr. Henry Jones, Jr. I wanted to make a quick video describing this channel, this society, and what to expect when you join me here as I broadcast from my recording bunker, located deep below Outpost 76, which can be found near ancient Gravelly Bay in the post-apocalyptic town of Natropolis. What is the Time Preservation Society, one might ask? I can only answer this question with my own subjective experience. I'll let you know a little bit about myself to start. I'll do my best to make it quick. I'm a field recordist, a photographer, a videographer, a producer, a multi-instrumental musician, a songwriter, a recording engineer, filmmaker, an infrequent podcaster, a 2-bit writer, a history nerd, a nerd, and generally a crazy artist. Since I was very young, and aside from being a massive movie buff, I have always been fascinated with recording anything, whether it be audio recordings, photographs, or video, or film. The very idea of preserving a snapshot of time using human-contrived devices has always been fascinating to me. And it still very much excites me to no end. I'm a nerd. So, by the time I was 11 years old, I had begun learning the guitar, and I was now a musician, and thus became fascinated with the recording process. When I was 15, and after a lot of convincing, I did my high school co-op placement in a local recording studio. We used 2-inch reel back then, in the late 1900s. And I got used to some pretty high-end equipment. I became fascinated with microphones and recording techniques. Music by that point was almost a means to surround myself with recording equipment. Almost. I got my first recording device, a Tascam Porta 7 cassette multitrack recorder, in 1993. I began recording music that I would write along with anything that I could record. Just anything I could record. And it was all downhill from there. But of course, those things didn't have batteries, so I had to find a wall outlet anywhere I was. Now, I'm neurodivergent, so I hyperfixate on and then drop a plethora of interests. But I have always stuck with recording anything. Music, interviews, field recording, photography, video recording, and then full productions. Each of these represents, to me, a method of preserving time. A way of capturing fleeting moments that are otherwise lost to the famously unreliable and short-lived memory of mortal humanoid humans. When listening to early recordings of speeches, music, interviews, movies, it's almost like going back in time. Like to that moment and living it again. Like you're there, experiencing the moment along with them. Especially when you have headphones on, you just kind of get immersed. I'm always paying particular attention to the natural reverb present in different locations. The room sounds, like, I don't know if you can hear any of that room with this mic over here. Especially with stereo recordings, you can hear the sound waves bouncing around the exact room the microphones are in. Like unique reverberation that's made up of every single object and material that's present at that time in that room. In fact, to me, it's fascinating just listening to stereo room sounds from long ago. No one even needs to say or do anything. You just hear the air, You just hear the air in the room. This is why I said I was a nerd. And when you hear even a mono recording of the sound of someone's voice, an accent from the 1860s, say, your body and your mind come alive. The same is true for photographs and film footage. If it was recorded long enough ago, your interest peaks. But every present moment for us will eventually become an ancient moment for someone else. Someone somewhere will be fascinated to hear or see someone or something from way back in 2022. Or even your own descendants. Imagine listening to stereo recordings of your great-grandparents as they sit around a table discussing current events. The sound of the room, the air, the feeling, a time from long ago forever preserved. Like a really expensive bottle of wine, it only gets better and more interesting with age. And imagine pictures of that moment to go along with it, or even film footage of the event. At the time of that recording, it would be uninteresting and very mundane. But 70 years later, it becomes absolutely enthralling. I think. Are you with me? I don't know. It has to start somewhere, though. And that moment is any current moment you choose it to be. And you hit the record or snap the picture. It's like a long-term investment that you'll be happy you made many years from now, especially if it's family members. Maybe that you've lost, and then you can immerse yourself back into that recording. It's something else. And then there's the art aspect, and I'm very interested in writing and recording music, podcasts, short films, documentaries, taking and editing photos, and more. So I'm completely sold on the art aspect of it, and I usually use it for that. This is a way of preserving time, but with style and flair. But just like with any technical field, one needs tools in order to do it. So, with equipment comes the question of the degree of quality. Good quality stuff, cheap stuff, or stuff somewhere in the middle. This is where this channel comes in. I'm not hosting archives of audio-video recordings, nor am I showing clips or photos for the appreciation of it all. That would be an appreciation society. This is the time preservation society. And as time preservationists, we concern ourselves with the tools needed to achieve the highest quality recordings and videos that we are able to achieve, given our personal budgets and abilities, of course. What and how we record is entirely up to our individual selves and tastes. So, if you're anything like me, you spend hours of your life watching YouTube reviews on equipment, like microphones or cameras, lights, recorders, audio interfaces, software, plugins, musical instruments, lenses, speedlights, stands, accessories, and on and on and on. And when we're interested in a particular microphone, say, we watch literally every single YouTube video that we can find about that particular mic, right? We watch every last one of them. And then there's still not enough videos about that, This channel is just one more channel to add to your collection of channels. I don't think I'm doing anything here that is new or exciting. It's all been done. And in a way, everything's been done. The quality of the videos here are limited only by my equipment, my expertise, and my imagination. My intention here is to review products that many others have reviewed prior. The products I'm going to be reviewing so far have all been purchased by me. And it took a long time. So eventually I'd like to review new products as they come out, or different ones. And I'd like to welcome any manufacturers or distributors who would like to send me products to review. Both new and old, doesn't matter. Because there's nothing more exciting to me than testing out something new, even if it's an old thing that I've never tested. I love it. I expect a lot of people will ask me what camera or lens or filter I use for each video. I'll be at all times showing that information on your screen. I will be listing current mics, recording devices, camera, lens, filter, if any, for every scene and shot in my videos, as you have likely seen on this one, wherever I've put them. I'll try to keep microphone tests uniform so that as I test other mics in the future, they can easily be compared to older tests using my own archives. I think it just makes it easier and streamlines it. I'm sure this channel will evolve as time goes by. Methods might change, settings, ideas. It'll be interesting to me to see what happens in the future. This video you're watching right now happened in the past, and as such, I'm rewatching it in the far future, I'm sure, just noting all the mistakes I've made and figuring out how to do better. Probably because I'm long-winded and I'll learn how to do it faster. I'm not the center of attention type of person. I really am not. I'm not comfortable in the spotlight. I'm at my best behind the stage, whispering from the shadows. I sat on doing this channel for a very long time. But since I have no talented person as passionate as I am near me in this remote part of the world, I finally decided to just do it myself. So here I am. Oh, and due to me being an alien from outer space, I'm not great with living inside the predetermined time grid. So the videos on my channel may not be regular. They may be sparse and sporadic. I might record one next week. I might not. Either way, the videos I do make will be preserved for all time and will one day become a preserved moment in time themselves, just like I talked about. So be sure to hit the subscribe button obligatorily, if that's a word, and the little bell so that you'll be notified of any new videos. And that's it. So forget any ideas you've got about lost cities, exotic travel, and digging up the world. We do not follow maps to buried treasure, and X never, ever marks a spot. Bye now. End transmission.